Welcome back in, guys. Saxon Stories Podcast, episode 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or wherever it lands. We're glad you guys could join us. Once again, we're at the Hastings Performing Arts Center. Completely spoiled. We didn't start in a little studio or tape it on our phone. We got the professionals helping us out and all the production value. All for you, Dale. So I'm Jayson Bussa. I coordinate the communications and public relations here. We all know Dr. Nick Damico, our superintendent, and our guest of honor today, Dale Krueger, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so you wear a couple hats. Director of Transportation, Director of Maintenance.
Yes, sir.
All right. But we're here to talk about a very hot-button transportation issue. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's definitely well known through all the student population, and it's a very hot topic to them for sure.
Yeah. If we're talking about grabbing attention today, we're talking about snow days. But before I talk to you about the process, I do want to know, because I'm curious, do you get a lot of email from specifically students? I know I've talked to administrators who, in the middle of the night, they get emails, and I'm not encouraging this whatsoever, I promise. But do you get emails from students lobbying, or even phone calls, anything from the student population asking for a snow day?
If there's a cloud in the sky in the winter, and I'm in a school building, it's all that I hear. Can we get a snow day tomorrow? Can we get a snow day tomorrow?
What do you say?
I say, I don't know. We have to take a look at the weather conditions tonight and the road conditions, and it's a very technical answer. I usually just say you'll have to wait and see. But let's be honest, it's not just students that are asking about the snow days. It's the staff too. The staff are just as interested in knowing if we're going to have snow days, and I know parents are always wanting to know. And really, if it's possible, and we know that it warrants it, we do try to call the night before.
Yeah.
But on our most recent snow day we had in December, it was just not possible. It just didn't warrant the call at night. So we do try to make those calls at night if that's possible, because that gives parents more time to prepare for the morning. But in cases like the snowstorm we had in December, it just wasn't possible until the morning, until we got out there to check the roads.
Yeah. And snow days are one of those things where it seems like you just wake up, decide, do you want it or not? But man, there's so much that goes into it, and I'm glad we're doing this episode, because even from the communication side, a lot goes into it there. But we'll start at the man that gets up earliest in the morning. So walk me through, and I guess you probably almost do it, maybe not every day in the winter, but when weather's looking a little dicey. Tell me about your morning so that I can be grateful to sleep, how late I sleep.
Yeah, sure. So really it all starts the day before, to be honest with you. So, the day before we have a pretty good idea what the weather forecast is suggesting could be for overnight in, early morning. It is Michigan, and despite the best efforts of the meteorologists, it's not always 100% accurate, which is why it takes someone to be out in the countryside, actually making determinations on the safety of roads just based on the weather conditions. And so, if the weather reports suggest that we could start getting a snowfall at midnight, for example, a lot of that makes up the decision as to when I go out, right? So if it looks like it's going to be an early storm that's going to start at midnight or even before that, sometimes I'll try to get out on the roads by at least 2:30. That snooze button doesn't always work, so I am out and checking it out. So at the end of the day, our biggest priority is just to make sure that the road conditions are the safest possible for our buses to travel on. And also we want to make sure that it's safe for student drivers too that drive to school. So depending on the weather reports the day before. But as Dr. Damico said, that sometimes we can't always get a hold of it until, sometimes unfortunately snow and rain and conditions deteriorate rapidly could be anywhere from 4 to 5 a.m. in the morning. And so those are the tough ones. Those are the ones that kind of put us in a box to where we're unfortunately not able to get it out as quickly as we'd like to, but we do our best. So.
But you're out there physically driving the roads.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So what I typically do is, obviously our district and our footprint is pretty large.
Yeah.
I mean, we're close to the Battle Creek border, and obviously we're all the way up to Middleville and stuff like that. So my process is to try to at least hit one route in each geographical area of our footprint, so that I can get a good indication on what the conditions are, because it may be fine on the southern part of our district, but it could be quite treacherous at the northern part of our district. It just depends on the weather pattern. So by hitting all the routes, at least one route in each area, it just gives me a better idea, so that I can better advise Dr. Damico. So
what's your snow day driving the road playlist? What are you listening to when you're
you know what?
just stone cold silence, probably.
Yeah, it is sometimes. I mean, right now, I'm bombarded with Christmas music, and so
You say that like it's a bad thing.
it's not a bad thing,
okay.
but it really doesn't get you pumped up in the
No,
morning,
it does not.
at 2:30 in the morning. So, so I tried to avoid it, and I can't seem to get away from it. So, it's just it's quiet time. It's time for me to actually think, and I enjoy it. And also, I'm trying to pay attention to the roads as much as possible. So
Probably a good idea.
yeah.
And so you lean on Dale a lot. I mean, obviously he's out there. He gives you the boots on the ground look. But then you also have other things you look at. You have your super secret text thread with all the bright minds, the superintendents from all the local schools. What all are you looking at? Obviously Dale's input's probably above all else because he's out there. But what are you looking at?
So, like Dale said, it starts the day before, really, when we know that there's going to be weather activity overnight. We have a group text message with Berry County superintendents that includes every neighboring district that we have. And Dale does a great job of communicating with the transportation directors of the local districts. So I stay in touch with the superintendents of the local districts, and those text messages go throughout the afternoon into the evening, and then they fire back up at 4 a.m., just communicating what road conditions look like in each of the districts. And our goal always is to make a call by 5:45 a.m. in the morning at the latest. But another thing we do is whenever there's going to be weather, the National Weather Service provides a webinar in the evening for superintendents. And so that's something that we're able to jump on and hear from the National Weather Service about what they think is going to happen overnight. So there's definitely a lot of communication that goes into this. And I know you talked about Dale getting up early in the morning, but I know on days like snow days that's impactful to your schedule too.
Oh, yeah.
And so we appreciate all the work that you do, because you're responsible for getting those notifications out, fielding questions, sending the phone call out. And so, we appreciate all the work that you do to make a snow day happen.
Yeah, absolutely, because that is the last piece. You guys determine we're having one, and then that's when you have to poke the bear. You have to wake Jayson Bussa up to put out the bat
That's
signal.
the final step in the
But
process.
with that, though, because we have switched systems now, we put out information in so many different ways. I think it's important to convey that. I mean, if you look back when we were kids and we had a snow day, you had to watch the little ticker on the news, wait to see your school. We are spoiled in the technology we have now, because as far as what we put out, like you mentioned, we put out an automated call. It features your voice bright and early in the morning. We put out an email. We obviously post it on all social media, and it does go on the news stations as well. Even on the app, we have the push alert. It will come up. So I guess the one word I would say on the communication side is maybe you're missing the call, because it is an imperfect system. We're kind of tweaking it to make sure it includes everyone. But, man, you'd be hard-pressed to miss a snow day announcement here in Hastings Area Schools, because we we put it everywhere to make sure to get the word out. I mean, there sometimes are some information out there that is really kind of incorrect about snow days, because I know you guys stick to the process no matter what the scenario is. Is there any information that you really kind of want to dispel when it comes to snow days to kind of set the record straight there?
So we're allowed to have 6 snow days, and then we can apply for up to 3 additional snow days if we go over the 6. But really, like you said, that while it's in the back of our mind, that doesn't play into the decisions that we make. It's all about, it's either safe for us to get kids to school or it's not. And so that is our guiding principle when we make those decisions, is whether or not it's safe for kids to get to school or not. So,
yeah, I think Dr. Damico's 100% spot on. I mean, our number one priority is the safety, period. I know that sometimes safety can be inconvenient, but I'd rather someone be inconvenient than unsafe, and I know Dr. Damico feels the same way. And so we care, obviously, about the threshold of days that we have, but we care more about the safety of the students and staff. So that's always going to be priority.
And you mentioned, I mean, the district has so many, like you got a family living on a dirt road, or you have a family living 2 houses down from their school building.
Yeah.
So some mornings where it's kind of on the border, we talk about it a lot, where different families have different level of tolerance of what they're comfortable with driving. So it ultimately boils down, maybe we have school, maybe a family's not comfortable. This seems to be a decision that we respect if they choose. We're not going to attempt that this morning.
100%. We trust parents to make that decision about their children driving or them driving their children to school. On those questionable days where it was a tough decision and a parent decides to keep their student home, they just need to call the school office, and they will be excused from school for that day. And I would just add one more thing. Even after the morning call is made, the phone calls, text messages, and emails continue throughout the day as Dale and I work with Mr. Mon, our athletic director, as he's communicating with other schools, and we're communicating with principals about potential night events, and we're back out on the roads in the middle of the day, to determine whether or not we'll have any after-school activities. So the conversations continue even after the snow day's been called for the morning.
A lot of sleepy administrators throughout the winter, and it's been a doozy to begin with. Most importantly, so with free lunch on the line, so loser has to buy lunch. Well, what's our snow day total prediction for this year? We've had one as of this taping. What are we gonna? I think we were at like 7 last year. We had a pretty rough winter, but I'm recording this on my official notepad. What are we thinking? And when students will hold you.
I know, and that's the problem,
here.
because I also have the pleasure of driving buses every once in a while, so I'll be at their disposal if I disappoint them. So.
And you get to make the call. You could kind of fix this right now.
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to say, despite it seems like we have a much more robust of a winter this year, I will say max we'll have is 5 days.
5. What about you?
I'll take the over.
The over?
Over 5.
Over 5.
It's kind of
I'm saying
unfair
3. I'm saying 3. I think it's one of those winters where we'll get a lot of bad weather, and much to the dismay of our students, it will be like over the weekends or holidays and stuff.
Yeah, probably.
So I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going 3. So loser buys lunch, correct?
Fair.
All right, you heard it here. Well, thank you for joining us to kind of dive into the anatomy of a snow day. But appreciate you joining us for
Thanks
this
for
as the godfather of snow days here at Hastings Area Schools. And we'll be back with another episode to dive into another topic. We appreciate you joining us. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.